I washed my hair and I was fully prepared to head straight into starting my finger coils because I thought I had the perfect product sitting right in front of me. But I realized I did not. And I could have pushed through with the wrong product and was like, that's all right, we're going to get it done. But I didn't. And that entire process kind of reminded me that we be doing the same thing in life. If you want to hear more about what I mean on this, stay tuned because I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. Lately, my hair has really been giving me some life lessons. If you watch my previous video, I was talking about how my silk press reminded me about like boundaries and the pressures of life and stuff like that. And as I was doing this finger coil, well, this finger coil is actually an older video, but as I was editing the finger coils, it reminded me of like, dang girl, you wasn't even using the right process. You wasn't even using the right products. As you can see that I just posted up right there, Cantu, for locks and braids. That's what I started off with this specific twist on. And as I was doing it, it just wasn't curling, it just wasn't falling, it just wasn't giving the way that I'm used to my coils giving. My hair is coiled right now, and this was my second attempt of doing um, starter locks on finger coils. And for some reason, I decided to use the lock. It was for the lock Cantu um, gel, but it was four locks, yes. What I realized was that I was using it on the entirety of the lock and not just the top base because it's for like the base of your hair to lock it in place. And the reason you can't see me is because I remembered while I did not have the right product, I knew who did, and that was my mama. And I went to go get it from her. I decided to change over to that mousse, and as you can see, I added it to the end of my lock. And even though I didn't redo the entire lock, it started giving a little bit more. And I was like, yeah, we're absolutely going to go with this. And I just moved right along into the next lock. And that kind of just, it sits with me because oftentimes we make decisions or we start doing something and we immediately can tell, yo, that's probably not something I can continue, something I should continue. I'm probably doing this wrong. And it sometimes we change course, sometimes we do, but more often than not, people stick and stay and double down and continue on knowing they're doing something wrong, knowing they're doing something in the least efficient way. Because, I mean, I could have finished the locks with that Cantu. I could have just switched over to locking the top without coiling the rest of the hair. I could have used the lock cream on all of the hair. It's not a cream, it's like a gel, but not really a gel. I don't really know how to refer to it, but that product, I could have used it, but I just knew I knew what my hair usually does when I'm coiling it, and I didn't get that result. And the only reason I wasn't getting that result is because of the products that I was using. So all of this information was stored into my brain, and it was teaching me that immediately you see something that you can correct. Are you going to correct it? My brain was sending me the alert like, yo, not what you want. You can fix this. We love to say, don't stress over what you can't control. And we also love to remind ourselves to take action on what you can control. But how often do we find ourselves stuck? How often do we find ourselves doubling down? How often do we find ourselves, you know, being being convinced, overly convinced of the wrong action simply because I don't know, sometimes it's pride, sometimes it's embarrassment, sometimes it's laziness, like sometimes we're like, yeah, I know this is wrong. I'm going to continue anyway. We actively make those choices. And I'm not necessarily talking about those choices right now. I'm talking about the choices where we're pushing forward and we're trying to convince ourselves that we're right when we're not. Like, I want us all to take a step back and to become comfortable with the idea that changing course is okay. Like, yeah, you started this new job, and yeah, you started um becoming friends with this new person, yeah, you started to rekindle your relationship with someone. Yeah, you got it back into contact with them because you thought things were gonna go well, and they turns out that they're not. Like it's okay to stop, take a step back, reevaluate the choices that you've made, and change course. Yes, it's nice for you to communicate those things to other people, but you're not obligated to do any of the above. It's 100% possible for you to just sit down, make a choice, whether you're going to continue, change course, whatever the choice is. The choice is literally yours, but this is me giving you encouragement that if something is not going right and you have taken the time to sit down and analyze, like, yo, I'm pretty sure I need to change my actions. This is my encouragement to say, go ahead, change, do that thing, change that thing, flip it and reverse it, okay? But also, if you have not taken the time out on whatever thing that's coming to your mind as I speak to you, stop right now, press pause, or, finish this video and, then take your time. Either way, I want you to give yourself time. Mute me right now. Like, do whatever you need to do and talk to yourself. Analyze what's going through your brain, analyze the choices that you're making, and see if you want to change. And if you don't want to change, that's okay too. You don't have to make a change just because you've realized, oh, I started writing in blue. I probably should have been using black. Like you some choices, it don't really matter. Like, oh, my pen is red. It's probably better if it's black. Something like that. Like we some choices we get alerts. Oh, there was this research study actually. I think his name was I think the person that completed the research study, his name is Peter Murphy. And he said that our brains, based off all the information that we have stored in our brains give us um quote unquote quick and dirty um alerts and signals to tell us when something may not be right with the choice that we just made. And granted, the choices they were making were like, when you see red and the letters are red, don't press red or whatever, like don't press up or don't press down. They did that type of experiment, but the point was they were testing to see how well people were noticing their errors and how quickly they changed their errors after they noticed them. Um, and I thought that was interesting because they also had to press a button when they noticed that they made a mistake. And I just thought that was interesting because we notice we make mistakes sometimes. But the interesting part to me that they couldn't necessarily test in that moment was, what do we do with that information? Because they couldn't go back and change the answer that they made on the test that they were doing. So in life, when things like that come across our minds, when things like that come across, conversation, because sometimes you can notice these things in conversation as well. Like, what do you do when you realize, oh, dang, I made a mistake? I pressed yes when I should have pressed no. And, some choices are more intense than others. For me, it was just me doing my locks. And as you can see, I did enjoy my lock process. I finished it. I still used the product that I started off with. I just didn't need to use that product on the entirety of the lock. Like the product wasn't wrong. The process was wrong. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. The product wasn't wrong. The way that I was using the product was wrong. So I didn't necessarily need to change the entirety of what I was doing. I just needed to switch it up a little bit. And that's a message too. Not every decision, not every change needs to be drastic. We can make small alterations. It's like um when your eating habits. my last not my last video also had a lot of eating habits within it as well. But eating is just a great place to point something out for someone because we all be eating. But anyways, the way that I think about it is like when you're trying to change not a diet, but your eating habits altogether, I love the way Nutrition by Kylie on YouTube is always showing how you don't need to change everything that you do about the way you eat. Sometimes you just need to add a little bit more healthy items to what you're eating. Like she has like um affordable ways to eat microwavable foods for dinner or something like that. Like, and she teaches you how to make hot pot meals, not hot pot meals, but rice cooker meals or stuff like that. You don't always need to change your eating habits to be, I don't know, Gordon Ramsay level with calorie deficits as, the main focus of what you're eating. You don't have to do that. You can be eating the same burgers or whatever, but instead of doing a double meat patty, you decided to do a single patty or something like that. Like you can cut back slowly but surely and make small changes to get the results that you want. Because I did get the results that I want, and I laid on my hair. I'm pretty sure that's why it's sticking up in the back. But overall, I did love the way that my hair was bouncy, it moved, it wasn't stiff. And if I had done every single lock with that curling product, they would have been stiff. But because I only used that curling product at the base and not for the entire length of my head, I switched to the foam for that. I was able to get the body that I wanted. And once I styled it up, I looked good. You can't tell me she don't look good. Okay? You can tell me, but I know you a liar. I will know you a lie. Okay? Anyways, this hairstyle, this editing process just completely reminded me of we have the power to make a choice and improve our lives if we want to. And I wanted to get on here and encourage y'all to make that choice, make that change, do what you need to do to get where you want to go. um, but yeah, now I'm just looking cute, showing you how cute I look, showing you how cute I feel. And I really appreciate y'all watching this video, watching me play around with my glasses on this video. And if you made it to this part of the video, thank you very much. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe because I got more encouragement for you. But until next time, that's all for now. Holla at you, y'all.